today's cup of coffee, we have an article from Daily Mail, and it's by Claudia Aoraha, I think is how you pronounce it, I'm not sure, November the 14th of 2023. This is actually very interesting. And a former Oregon City Councilman has gone viral after claiming that he saw a giant who parted a huge mountain rock formation like a door and peeked out. James Goebel, who was making his way through Quartzville Drive near Green Peter Reservoir, when he claimed that he saw a giant peep through a large rock on the side of the road in the Cascade foothills on October the 23rd of 2023. The mythical creature, however, disappeared before he could get his phone out to record the ordeal, the former Sweet Home Council member said. Goebel, who is also a production manager for a titanium casting foundry, has made multiple videos since his initial theory went viral on TikTok, as he answers questions from followers and returns to the rocky site. In the viral clip, which he has since deleted, Goebel said, quote, "It looked like somebody was staring out of it. Dude, giants are freaking real. I don't care what anybody says," end quote. He said that now when he goes out with his wife for dinner, he's called the giant guy by members of the public who recognize him. Goebel now returns to the rock to point out the pivot points that he says he's going to fly, and he says he's going to fly a drone over parts of the rocks to check them out in more detail. He also has started discussing fan theories while pointing out the cracks, drag marks, and interesting formations. Goebel maintains that his giant sighting was real. Goebel told KOIN 6 News, quote, "The power of social media is wide, and I never thought this would go so far. I've posted things in the past, but I only had 60 people following me. So when I heard and thought I saw something, I did a video after for my friends to see what I was seeing. It was amazing how many people are adventuring out to see this. They all need to be careful and leave no trace of garbage around. I truly hope some get lucky as I did and it changes their lives forever," end quote. Lynn County spokesperson Alex Paul tried to dissuade people from going and exploring the mountainside. And he stated, quote, "We do not support folks going in there, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers does not want folks in there due to water level drawdown at Green Peter Reservoir, end quote. Okay, is that the real reason he doesn't want them in there? The theories have captured the imaginations of many people online, and in the article continues to discuss some of the things that other TikTokers have posted. This is really interesting because in every culture there have been legends of giants. And I don't know, something I was watching yesterday as far as this giant footprint. And I mean, it was like huge, like 3 or 4 foot long foot. So there's something to this. There's theories as far as like the Nephilim, even as far as scripture talks about the giants, and that was part of the reason for Noah's flood. Well, it wasn't his flood. He's the one that survived the flood. And then you can go into the tainting of the DNA and all that good stuff if you really want to. But even today, there have been reported sightings of giants. There was one that was from Afghanistan quite a few years ago. And as far as different parts of the mountain, could there be a swing type door, a pivoting point and that looks like a door that's invisible unless you're really looking for it? Well, yeah. Things like that have been used for centuries. So while it's easy to discount this gentleman as just some kook or whatever, not necessarily so. And that he understands that he was an elected official or whatever at a certain point. And I'm sure that he doesn't want his reputation totally besmirched. Most people don't. But it also tells you how reluctant people are to report supernatural and paranormal events. And for people to expect somebody to have a cell phone on them every given second to record some experience like that, that's not feasible. Most people don't go around with body cams on. So when something like that does happen, it's usually a split-second thing. The brain needs time to process something that unusual. So the last thought is usually grab a cell phone. So I don't fault the guy in the least or I don't discredit him in the least either, as far as not being able to reach for a cell phone automatically. It's interesting. I would like to know more about, of course, I think he just had a quick glimpse of the creature. So I don't know that he really processed what the thing looked like. Now, reports of the Nephilim as far as having red hair and 6 fingers. That seems to be some of the, main characteristics of those. Interesting stuff. And, there's people that thinks that there will be a return of the Nephilim. I don't know. Do I believe that as far as the DNA of humans being tampered with? Oh, hell yeah. That's happened over the last few years, which is kind of frightening. So is that Nephilim 2.0? That was my first thoughts when I heard about all that was going on. So interesting times, interesting things. I love this picture because it looks like he's just going to reach out and just sort of mind melt on you there. So if you've had experiences with the paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, you can give us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And the email address is there in the description box. My mind just totally went, it's been doing that a lot lately. And link to the article will also be there. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff that you know to do. And the main thing, every day, to remember that you are loved, because you are. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut. Bye.